I left off. Not if they were all looking at Wally, said Kate. I'll bet he took the bat when everyone was watching Big D help Wally get up. He only needed a few seconds. He could have reached over the infield railing, grabbed the bat, and slipped it inside the poster tube. It's probably been right in front of us all the time. Chapter 6 Big D at Bat. The second inning had just started. The Oakland A's were batting. They were already ahead by 2 runs, 2-0. Loopy Lenfield, one of Boston's best pitchers, was on the mound. Loopy used his long fingers to throw knuckleball pitches that confused batters with weird dips and bubbles. When they worked, his knuckleballs were very hard to hit. Mike and Kate slipped back into their seats just as Boston made the second out of the inning. One row in front of them, the man in the Yankee hat was watching the game along with all the other fans. Now a little boy sat next to him. Kate elbowed Mike in the ribs. See? The poster tube is still next to his seat, she whispered. Who's that kid with him? His grandson? Mike guessed. But maybe he's a decoy. Who would arrest a grandfather and his grandson? Kate twirled the end of her ponytail around her finger. She looked doubtful. I don't know, she said. Let's keep our eyes on that poster tube. Okay, but I want to see the game too, Mike agreed. We can hang here, watch the game, and wait for him to make a move. On the field, Boston's first baseman caught a pop fly for the last out. The Athletics left their dugout and ran onto the field. Boston's players got ready to hit. Now batting for Boston, boomed the announcer. Corky Collins. Everyone cheered as Boston center field Corky Collins stepped to the plate. Oakland's pitcher went into his windup. He let a fastball fly. Corky swung around on his heels. He stretched his arms and the bat out as far as he could to reach the pitch. He hit it perfectly. Pow! The ball took off, and so did the Athletics' right fielder. Just as the ball was about to clear the outfield wall, he jumped up and pulled it out of the air. The white ball stayed cradled at the top of his glove. The crowd roared. Corky Collins was robbed of a home run. Bummer, said Mike, but what a cool catch. That's called a snow cone catch. The ball stays at the top of the glove like a snow cone. Get it? A cool catch? Kate groaned and rolled her eyes. The crowd cheered again. Boston's number 2 hitter was up. One more batter and it would be Big D's turn. 3 pitches later, the Boston batter headed back to the dugout. He had struck out. Oakland was having a good day, but the Boston fans weren't worried. Big D, Big D, Big D, the crowd chanted. A huge cheer went up when Big D came to the plate. It was so loud that Kate and Mike could barely hear the announcer. Big D wasn't smiling, though, as he usually did. He also wasn't carrying his lucky bat. Instead, he held a dark brown bat. He stood next to the plate to test it. Oh no, said Mike. Big D took 6 practice swings. Usually he takes only 3. He must not be happy with that bat. Gee, Mike, Kate said, how do you know these things? Mike shrugged. The pitcher hurled the ball toward the home plate. It came in high and fast. Swish. All that Big D's bat hit was air. The pitcher wound up again and threw. It looked like another good pitch. Big D swung a second time. Nothing. The Boston fans really wanted him to hit a home run. Could he do it without his lucky bat? Big D dug his foot into the dirt. He took a few more practice swings and waited for the next pitch. The ball sailed over the plate. Big D swung. His bat connected with a powerful thunk. Come on, come on, come on, shouted Mike. The ball zoomed almost straight up. The catcher tore off his mask. He backed up a few feet and positioned himself under the ball as it fell. Drop it, Mike shouted. Plunk! The ball landed right in the catcher's glove. Big D had popped out. Rats, Mike said, slapping his knee. We need a run. The inning was over. Big D shuffled back to the dugout and tossed his bat to Bobby the Bat Boy. During Big D's turn at bat, Kate had also kept an eye on the man in the Yankees hat. She grabbed her cousin's arm. Mike, look, she exclaimed. The man was reaching for the poster tube. He handed the long white tube to the boy. The boy, who looked about 6, grabbed the tube excitedly. He gave the man a huge hug. Mike and Kate leaned forward to eavesdrop. How'd you know I wanted one of these, Grandpa Kevin? The boy asked. I may be a Yankees fan, Nathan, but I know you love the Red Sox and Big D, said Grandpa Kevin. I thought it would look great in your bedroom. I can't wait to hang it up, Nathan said. Well, before you do that, you may want to see what else is inside the tube, Grandpa Kevin said. Nathan popped the cap off the end of the tube and tried to look inside. It's too dark, he said. What's in there? Nathan's grandfather smiled. He reached over and tilted the bottom of the tube up. A tan blur slid out of the tube into Nathan's waiting hands. Mike and Kate gasped. It was Big D's green monster bat. Chapter 7. A clue. Mike and Kate had found the stolen bat. Nathan put the poster down and held the bat up to look at it from end to end. The wood of the barrel was polished and shiny. The bat almost seemed too heavy for the little boy to hold. Kate leaned back in her seat and shook her head. That's not the stolen bat, she declared. What? Mike asked. It sure looks like Big D's bat. It also looks brand new. There isn't a nick or scuff mark anywhere on it, Kate said to Mike. Big D's green monster bat would look used, not new. It's just a souvenir bat. Mike studied the bat for a minute. Kate had a point. There was no way that Big D's favorite bat would be so clean. Okay, so we were wrong, he whispered. I really thought that Grandpa Kevin might have stolen the bat. Suddenly the crowd booed loudly. Boston had missed an easy catch, and Oakland scored again. It was 3-0 Oakland. Nope, but maybe he saw something during batting practice, Kate said. Bobby said he was near the railing when Big D was signing autographs. Let's ask. Mike nodded. Sure, he said. Mike cleared his throat loudly. Excuse me, sir, he said in a friendly voice. Grandpa Kevin glanced back at Mike. Oh, it's you, he said with a smile. Need any sunflower seeds? I still have some left. No, thanks, Mike said, blushing. I was just wondering about that bat. It looks like Big D's bat. The one that was stolen. Stolen? Nathan interrupted. Big D's bat was stolen? Uh-huh, said Mike. Someone took it just after batting practice. He's using a different bat, but it's not working very well. Let me go give him this one, Grandpa, said Nathan. Maybe it will help. I don't know if that's a good idea, said Grandpa Kevin. They probably have a rule against that. But he might want it, Nathan said. Can I try, please? Okay, Grandpa Kevin said, smiling. Go down to the railing and see if the bat boy will bring your bat to Big D. But don't be surprised if he says no. And there he is. The three watched Nathan hurry toward the field. He waved to get Bobby's attention. Mike turned back to Grandpa Kevin. Were you near the dugout when Big D's bat was stolen? He asked. I don't think so, Grandpa Kevin said. I was standing by the railing during batting practice. I wanted to get the poster signed before the game so I could surprise Nathan. But I didn't see anything suspicious. Big D's bat was right in front of me on the other side of the infield wall. I could have reached over and touched it if I wanted to. Kate's eyes opened wide. Did you see anyone take the bat? She asked. No, Grandpa Kevin laughed. I guess I'd be talking to the police if I did. All I saw was Big D signing autographs. Wally and the photographer. Oh yeah, we saw the photographer too, said Mike. Do you think maybe he took the bat? I don't know, Grandpa Kevin said, pausing to think. He seemed pretty nice. He told me he's been following Big D for weeks, taking pictures of him. Were you there when Wally tripped? Kate asked. Yes, but I left right after that, said Grandpa Kevin. I figured Big D was done signing autographs, and I went to meet my grandson at the main gate. He was late, so I stopped by the souvenir stand and bought the bat while I was waiting. Hey, look, Mike said, pointing toward the field. Nathan was still talking to Bobby, but Bobby was holding the new bat in his hands. Well, how about that, Grandpa Kevin said. It looks like Big D might use Nathan's bat after all. Maybe it will help. The Red Sox could certainly use the runs. Mike and Kate sat back in their seats. Mike pulled the tennis ball from his jacket and started tossing it in the air. It doesn't look good, he said to Kate. I know, replied Kate. I don't have any other ideas of where that stolen bat might be. I'm not talking about the stolen bat, said Mike. I'm talking about the game. We already have 2 outs. Big D isn't going to hit this inning unless the next guy gets on base. The past few innings hadn't gone well for Boston. The score was still 3-0. With just a couple of innings left, the Red Sox needed to score soon or they'd lose. Boston's next batter swung at the first pitch and hit a long, high foul ball. Mike and Kate jumped to their feet to try to catch it. It flew past them, but it was too high to reach. The batter stood at the plate as the next 2 pitches slid by. Ball 1, the umpire yelled after the first pitch. Ball 2, the umpire yelled after the second. Mike stood up with the rest of the crowd. He stamped his feet, clapped, and chanted, home run, home run, home run. While the crowd waited for the pitcher to throw, Kate noticed the photographer scouting out good shots. He was wearing the same jacket with big pockets that they had seen in the press room. The photographer snapped shots of all the fans standing and cheering. Oakland's pitcher threw again. It was a high fastball over the center of the plate. Taking a small step forward with his left foot, the batter swung the bat around in a long, smooth sweep. Pow! The hit sounded like a cannon going off. Oakland's center fielder raced to his right to catch the ball. It wasn't going to be easy. The ball flew over his head and dropped into the grass. The center fielder scooped it up, but he bobbled it. The batter blew past first and charged for second. The center fielder got control of the ball and fired it off to second base. The runner reached his arms out and dove toward the base. At the same time, the second baseman caught the ball. He stretched out his glove to tag the runner. The second base umpire made a fist with his right hand and yanked it up in the air. You're out, he yelled, and thousands of boos rained down on the umpire. The runner stood up, he brushed off the dirt and jogged back to the Boston dugout. The Athletics trotted off the field. Now it was their turn to bat. One of the Athletics' best hitters was up. He stood on deck taking practice swings. In between, he rested the bat on the ground. Kate studied the bat. Although it looked like a new bat, its handle was covered with dark streaks. Suddenly, she felt a gentle tap on her knee. It was Grandpa Kevin. I just thought of something else, he said. When I went back to the souvenir stand to buy the bat, I bumped into the photographer. He was pretty friendly with the sales lady there. I didn't think much about it at the time, but if you think he took the bat, Grandpa Kevin shrugged. Oh, that sounds like it might be a clue, said Kate. Thanks for telling us. Grandpa Kevin went back to watching the game. Mike turned to Kate. That's it. I think the photographer did it, he whispered. We saw him in the press room just after the bat was stolen, remember? I'll bet he stole the bat, put it in the tripod case, and dropped it off in the press room. Kate nodded along, then frowned. Her forehead wrinkled in concentration. But why would he stop at the souvenir stand? She asked. Mike knew that Kate was always trying to figure out why something happened the way it did. He was usually just trying to make things happen. The sales lady could be in on it too, said Mike. She was reading a travel magazine when I was there. Maybe they're planning a big getaway. Let's go check it out. And that is the end of chapter 7.